I want to ask you something. Think of the last time someone on your team really got under your skin. Not a big blow up, not a formal complaint, just one of those moments where someone said something or did something and you didn't know what to do with it. Maybe they pushed back on you in front of others. Maybe they came to you upset about something you thought was sorted. Maybe they said you were making them anxious or stressed, or that your style wasn't working for them. And you sat there thinking, what do I even do with that? You're capable, you handle pressure well, you can negotiate, you can make tough calls. But sometimes it's not the big moments that trip you up. It's one person, one comment, one look across the table, and suddenly you're not sure what to say. That's what I want to talk to you about today. So here's what most people do in that moment. They label the person difficult, oversensitive, aggressive, a complainer, someone with an agenda. And honestly, that makes sense because from where you're standing, they are being difficult. But here's the problem with that label. And once you've decided someone's difficult, you've also decided the solution is to manage them differently. Be firmer, be more patient, avoid the topic, document everything. And most of the time, none of it works because the label doesn't explain what's actually driving their behavior. And when you don't understand what's driving it, you can't respond to it. You can only react to it. Here's how I think about it differently. Difficult behavior is almost always driven by feeling. Not logic, not strategy, feeling. The person who pushes back hard, they're anxious about something. The person who goes quiet and withdraws, they're protecting themselves from something. The person who says that you're making them anxious, they're telling you something real about their experience, even if the way they're saying it doesn't feel fair to you. Now, and this is important, their feelings are not yours to fix. They're not yours to carry. They belong to the other person. But if you can stay present with those feelings without absorbing them, without defending against them, something shifts. I worked with a manager once. He had two people on his team who he felt were ganging up on him. Every interaction felt like an attack. He became defensive. He started managing around them instead of with them. Nothing useful could happen in that system. It looked almost like he was going to need to go and do a proper HR performance appraisal, get lawyers, go the whole hog. Then he made one shift in the way he was seeing the situation. He stopped asking, why are they doing this to me? And he started asking, what are their feelings that's driving this behavior? Turns out one of them was anxious about their future in the organization, and the other wanted to leave but didn't know how to say it without the feeling like that they were letting him down. And neither of them was actually against him. They were just for themselves and didn't have the skills to say it cleanly. Within a few weeks of him making that shift, the whole atmosphere changed. Real conversations happened. Things that had been stuck for months started moving. He didn't change them. He changed how he was reading them. Here's what I find with experienced managers. They can handle the big stuff, the negotiations, the hard decisions, the pressure. But every now and then, one person gets through, one individual who triggers something that they can't quite explain, a reaction that feels disproportionate, a moment where they go blank or get tighter than what they wanted to or say something that they regret. Now, that's not weakness. It's not incompetent. It's something much more specific and much more workable because those moments are connected to something, old patterns, learned responses, things that happen fast below the surface before you've even had time to think. And the good news is, once you can see what's happening, you can work with it. It takes time, but it starts with one question. Whose feelings am I actually dealing with here? Theirs or mine? That question, whose feelings am I dealing with, is one of the most useful things that I know. It won't resolve everything in the moment, but it creates just enough space to respond instead of react. And that small gap between stimulus and response is where your leadership actually lives. Next week, I want to go deeper into this because once you see it, the next question is, what do you actually do in those moments? So stay with me on this. It gets practical from here on. I'm John Fazandia, and thanks for watching.